Hey everyone, it is Havo High here bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We're talking about global and on JP, and we're going to be focusing on the current meta of Dokkan. And right now it is the category meta, the category leads. I know transformation or transforming is kind of the hot thing right now, but that's all inclusive within the current category meta. And when I say category metas, I'm talking about the leaders within the teams that you're developing. And if you are new to the game, hopefully this video will provide you some clarity, some more understanding about where we're at right now within the game, and then also patterns for what's going to happen in the end of 2018 all the way into the 2019 and beyond. Hopefully you guys will have that understanding there. So if you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below. Let's get to it and let's talk about the current category meta. Right now there are 23 categories, both in JP and in global. I believe JP has 3 or 4 more than global right now. So how I'm going to be discussing this is the category meta is all about the category leads, and that's typically key plus 3 teams with HP, attack, and defensive boost for anywhere from 130 to 170, actually 177% now in those boosts. And I'm going to also talk about patterns and how Dokkan kind of makes sure that there's a level of balance within the game based on type advantages. And you can see on top, that's the order of when you do it, like a filter and you look at the type advantages. That's the order. I still don't know why. So maybe if someone could comment below is the order of it, because it usually is just like the type advantage order. It's AGL, then tech, then int. It should be physical and strength, but for some apparent reason, it's strength and physical. But that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and talk about the current meta. And there's some subcategories within the category leads, and I'm going to break them down into, in a sense, 4 different categories and a little bit of subcategories, and I'll talk a little bit about free to play at the end of the video. So with that, the subcategories is really, there's a category 130, there's a category 150, and then there's category 170 and LR 170 plus. That's kind of what I'm gonna call these 4 subcategories within the category meta. I know it looks like saying category a lot, but what I mean by 130, 150, 170 is actually the attack boost stat. So category 130 would be attack increased by 130, 150 would be 150 attack, etc, etc. So that's kind of how I'm going to be focusing on the subcategories and talking about each one of them and talk about the patterns and really what's left in each subcategory. So with that, let's talk about 130. So category leads 130 here is key plus 3, HP, defense 170%, but then attack is 130. Now there's only 3 of these right now in Dokkan, and 2 of them are on. 2 of them have been released on global, and the almighty Evolution Vegeta has not come out on global yet. It's still the only one that's on JP right now. As you can see, there's 2, in my opinion, that are missing, because you have an AGL, you have a strength, you have a physical, but there's no tech, and there's no int version of a category 130. Now these leads aren't really that great. They have a lot of units within their category, but attack being, like I said, the #1 thing we're looking for when it comes to Dokkan and building teams and building the best teams, is we're focusing on that attack stat. And 130, 40% less, and you're running two individuals or a friend, that's 80% less on a team, so you have to make it up quite a bit there. So I think really there's only going to be 2 more left, and since all 3 of these are super type, there's going to be probably a int and a tech extreme version of a category 130. Now I don't know what categories they could be. They really haven't repeated a lot of categories. The only like major category that has like 2 really good leads is the Android category. So they might regurgitate some categories here on category 130. We'll see, but I think they will probably be more in the extreme type on there. But you know what, super types and heroes, they sell the best on Dokkan, and they might just have it all here at 130. I don't think they'll do 2 sets like heroes and villains, because 130 is becoming basically the wayside of the category meta at this point in time. So let's go ahead and move on to probably the biggest subcategory, and that is the 150 leads. So category 150 has Ki plus 3, HP, attack and defense 150% across the board. And right now what you're seeing is the non-Dokkan Fest 150 category leads in Tapion, the giant leader there, the Android category in 21, and then the Patara category leader in Kefla there. Now there's 2 missing, and I think there's going to be, like I said, 2 more left that's going to fill in Tech and in Int. And you might go, well, is Tech and Int not getting the units? No, they're getting different units. They're just not getting these units here. They're getting a lot better ones. We'll talk about that in a second. So it's not like Tech or Int is weak. It's just right now they're getting a different subset than 150. So these are the non-Dokkan Fest. These 3 are on the current basically any non or any in the general pool. Man, I couldn't get that out. So these 3 units are in the general pool when it comes to summoning. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next subcategory, and that's category 150/50. So this is, in my opinion, all done. I don't think there's going to be any more units that's going to have the category 150/50. The /50, what that means is they have a secondary leader skill. And all of these here have a secondary leader skill of 50% to its particular type advantage. So for example, UI Goku is Ki plus 3 HP attack defense, secondary skill 50% to HP to int types, and then Jiren's to strength types, and Omega Shenron is to physical types, additional 50% secondary skill. So that's kind of how it breaks down here on the category 150/50. I don't think anything is left. The only one that's really different is actually Turles. Turles' secondary is actually extreme types, Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense 50%. So that's a little different. So maybe there's going to be another extreme 150/50, but I don't think so. I think they're done here, and they're going to move on to what I'm going to show you next, is then the category 150/90%. Now this one here is interesting because you have the new transformation Buu, the full power Goku here, where is, normally it's the category, and then 150%, and then the secondary skill is its type advantage, and whether it's super or extreme, additional 90% across the board HP attack and defense. So for example, full power Goku is super tech, Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense 90% as the secondary skill. Transformation Buu extreme strength, Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense 90% there. So that's kind of interesting, and both of them are Dokkan Fest units, but there's one unit that's jumping out at me that's on JP, that if it gets another rebirth or awakening, it falls right into the this category here, and this level here, and that's actually the Lord Slug. The Lord Slug right now, when you TUR him, he's 120% to the category across the board, and then extreme physical types is 70% across the board. So if you gave him another boost, it would fall into category lead 150, and then the secondary skill 90%. So that's what it looks like there. I don't know if that's going to be the case because it is it's part of the general pool, not a Dokkan Fest unit. So I don't really know how to make of Lord Slug there. So, but just know that this is what the 150 category subset looks like, and there's really, if you took him out, there's about 5 left that needs to be completed in the future. Now, are they going to do like super and then hero and a villain subset on here? I don't think so, because I want to now move on to the biggest holes and the biggest, I think the future of Dokkan is 170 leads. So like I mentioned before, Int's doing fine because they have 170% leaders versus 130% attack leaders here, and that's with, as you can see, Angel Gold Frieza and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. So there's 2 subcategories within category 170, and that is it's either going to be Ki plus 3 HP HP 130% and then attack and defense 170%, or Ki plus 3 defense 130%, attack, and HP 170%. I know it gets confusing. That's the reason why I'm kind of doing this video, to help you guys understand this. And right now, this is all the leaders that fall into this category at this point in time. So future Gohan. Oh, I forgot to put the Japanese flag on there. So the future Gohan is not out on global yet. So it is only JP exclusive at this point in time. So those three there fall into the HP 130% and then attack defense 170. Those are great units here. Unfortunately, the future Gohan, the units that he has there really isn't that great. But Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is still one of the Super Saiyan 3 team is still one of the hardest hitting teams in the game. I don't know why not too many people run them, but it's a fantastic team. So these are, in my opinion, you know, you're looking at the higher tier of units, and the current, really, the top part of the meta is 170 leads. Now there's another subcategory of 170 leads, and that brings me to the three best units pretty much within the game, and that's the LR 170 and then the LR 177 in LR Friku, LR Goku, and Frieza. So key +3, defense 130%, attack and HP 170%, and that's where the LR 170 is there, and then LR 177, that's that LR Goku and Frieza. That's kind of what it looks like there. Now the LR 177, that just might be just a unit there that was just a part of the celebration, 250 million downloads, JP versus the world, all that stuff. So it might not be a patternized. I just saw when I see a new unit coming out, I'm saying, oh, they're gonna make more of it. So I think with 170 categories, there's so many empty spots. I don't really see a pattern yet. It's kind of, there's a pattern, just using you know, from what I've seen in 150, what I've seen in 130, but right now it's just so far out of the reach here. I don't know what's gonna happen. They might, you know, scrap 170 and move on to like 190 or something of that nature. I don't know. So but as of right now, this is what the pattern looks like, and most likely is what's going to happen in 2019. Stay in the 170 realm when it comes to category leads. So let's quickly talk about free to play. So there are some free to play categories here, as you can see, category leads here, as you can see. And you might go, well, there's no really kind of pattern. This is kind of a mismatch there. But if you look at the top one, there is a really good pattern on the top one, and that's the Extreme Z Awakening on there. Those are all free to play, and then the orbs, and then they get free orbs to 100% them. Then you also are able to Extreme Z Awakening. So all 5 type advantages has a unit in its place there. So really, the Bulma, the Goku Jr., and then the Goten and Trunks here should get some sort of Extreme Z Battle and Extreme Z Awakening for them to be a category lead, I guess. 77, and those are 77% category leads. So key +3, HP, attack, defense 77%. Then you have your 70% ones there. There's kind of maybe a pattern there, and there's just a miscellaneous. There's 2 free-to-play category leads that are pretty good. The Raditz is alright, but the Ginyu is probably the best free-to-play team in the game, and that's really a free-to-play meta. Is if you just get that team, you can pretty much do anything in Dokkan Battle at this point in time. So hopefully, after going through this, I know I'm kind of going along here. The breakdown is, I think there's going to be 2 more 130% category leads there. There's going to be 5 more 150, and I have no clue what's going to happen with the 170. It's just a mismatch of various different things now, but we'll see what happens. And I really think there's 2 units for sure that I think we'll get pretty soon, and that's the full power Jiren, and right now it's showing super physical, but they can change that easily. And then a Broly. You know, December's right around the corner. I think Broly is is going to be maybe a kind of a joint venture, just like what happened to 250 million download. I think they've found a lot of success in Global and JP coming together, and I think in December and January they might do something for the New Year's to promote the movie, to promote the Broly movie, and for sure I think Super Saiyan Broly, or whatever they're going to call him, is going to be viable for Dokkan Battle. So with that, I know I went kind of long here in this, but hopefully it gave you an insight, an explanation on just the current meta, what to maybe look for when it comes to patterns, and understand this is what you're looking for when you're summoning, when you're getting a unit that's not really a good part of any category lead. It might not be a good pull, so understand, right now what it's leaning toward and what it's going to, and that's continuing on with the category meta. So with that, if you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, let me know what your thoughts are, and once again, thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time.